Okay, people, I'm going to try to make a quick video here to help clarify some of what I've written on those slides. And first of all, there are a couple complications, but nothing major. Um, I'm on my Mac now, as you can see, and I notice when I scrub, I only have whole integer values for my timestamps, which is not good. However, when I scrub on my iPhone, I can see up to the hundredth of a second. So you can do what I do here. I have a way to fix this, or you can do it right on your phone and try to get results that way. Now, what did I mean when I said an arbitrary unit of distance? Well, any fixed distance will do. I use a ski pole, okay? So here's a ball, and I put a stick every ski pole. So here's a ball, and it rolls past one ski pole of distance, two, three, and here's a stick. Every ski pole of distance, there's a stick. 4, 5, and 6 ski poles of distance. But again, I only see whole integer values here. So let me go back to the beginning. If you do this exact thing though on your phone, you'll see more accurate information. So here's a complication, right? It doesn't start at 0. It starts at somewhere around the 1 second mark. Now, I can go to Edit Trim or Command T on a Mac, and I can grab this trim bar and do it like this, and I see a better timestamp. So the ball gets rolled, and so first of all, the 0 second mark, it's crossing the first stick at about 0.87 seconds, 0.86 seconds or so. So I think I'll write that down. 0.86, and then it goes past the second one at about 1.25. So let me go over here and go to graphing and start a table. And so x-axis, I'm going to put time values on the x-axis. So at the 0 point, what I say, 86 or 85 or whatever second mark, it was at the 0 meter mark. Or zero ski pole mark, at somewhere around a meter. And then I forget, what did I say here? It was at the first stick at about 1.25 or so. So 1.25. 1.25 second mark, it had gone one ski pole of distance. On my y-axis, I'm putting distance, and on my x-axis, I'm putting time. Let's see how long it took to go to the next ones. Then it was at the third stick at approximately, 1.64. So 1.64, and that was 2 ski poles of distance. With the first stick was 0, second was one distance, two ski poles of distance, took 1.64 seconds. And keeping going here, the third stick is right about there-ish, right around 2 seconds, 2.02 or something like that, 2 seconds or so. So about 2 second mark, it had gone 3 ski poles of distance, and so on and so forth. The next stick happened around, 2.45-ish, 2.47. So 2.47. It had gone 4 sticks, 4 ski poles, and let's see here what we have. Excusez-moi. Let's see, bam, 2.87, 2.85-ish, probably 2.86-ish, somewhere around there, 2.86, 2.86, it had gone 5 ski poles, and then I think that this might be the last stick. I'm trying to, I was running along, taking the video, but it was somewhere right around 3.26 or so, 3.27 seconds. 3.27, 3.27, and that was 6. And you can see Desmos is plotting this over here for me. Let's see here. I would I would kind of like this to be my 0, 0 right here. Although really the slope is what I'm after. So if I shifted everything to the left by 0.86 seconds, like I called the starting time 0 seconds instead of 0.86, then I'd go through and I would subtract 0.86 from this, from this, so on and so forth. And I was 0, 1.25 minus 0.86, 1.64 minus 0. So on and so forth. It would just shift this exact graph to the left. So actually, I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click here and add a linear. It looks like, that looks pretty linear to me. Let's see if it's something else. Maybe it's an exponential or a quadratic. Yeah, I can't. It chose linear because I think it fits it well. Um, Quadratic, exponential, definitely not. Exponential, I'll give you a little clue. It's not quadratic either. It should be relatively linear. And in fact, we can see that. Now here's our equation. Y equals mx plus b. So I'm really interested in our m number, 2.48. That's the slope of the line. What does that mean? Well, the slope of the line is 2.48 what? Well, what does it mean? What is slope? Rise over run. The rise is distance. The run is time. So rise over run, distance over time, is 2.48. It went 2.48 ski poles per second. All right, so that's my first attempt here. Going back to QuickTime, and I'm going to open up another file here, and let's see what I've got here. I went to the playground. Let me just, so that was driveway. I'm going to come to that one in a minute. We repeated the same thing on the playground using these marks as the arbitrary distance. I pasted off. These are about 3 footsteps each. 3 steps, 3 steps. And then what I did was I took 3 more steps and I put a piece of duct tape there. And I took 3 more steps and I put a piece of duct tape there and there and there. And so we could redo the whole thing right now. But let's not, right? But so it took, again, I would go to trim, Command T. Again, your iPhone will do better with this, right? So here the 0 second mark is right around 0.69 seconds. It hits the first mark about 1.43. It hits the second mark at about 2.1, 2.77. It's going off a little bit of an angle, 3.47, 4.05 or 4.1-ish, so on and so forth. Okay, so you could plot that too. But let me get to the other item, which was the accelerated motion. So I'm going to close this one down. I think you got the idea here. Close anyway, and then I'm going to open up the slide. There it is. So here the ball's released from rest. Okay, I'm going to go to, again, on your iPhone, you don't have to do this, but if you're doing it on your Mac or a laptop or a desktop, you might have to do something like this. All right, so the 0 second mark is right when the ball is released. So the foot comes up, let's see here. The foot comes up right about where? Gosh, right about there. So this whole event starts at 1.53 or 1.5-ish, right? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to create I'm going to add a new table, and I'm going to wait, I'm going to call this one time. Oh, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave that where it was. That's X. I'm going to go back. So here we are. So 1.50 is how long is the timestamp when the ball was at the 0 meter mark. Okay, when was it? I used a little stick here. I literally grabbed a stick off the ground. So that's 1 stick length. 2, 3, 4. I think there's another one down lower. Okay, so at about 1.5, the foot comes up and it crosses the second piece of tape there at about 1.85 or so. Okay, so 1.85. It had gone one unit of distance, which was a stick. At the, let's see, how long did it take to go 2 stick lengths? It was about there-ish, 1.99, 2.00. I'm just going to call it about 2 seconds. Right, so it took about 2 seconds to go 2 stick lengths. And let's see how long it took to get to that third. Right in that range there, about 2.1. It took about 2.1 seconds to go 3 stick lengths. 1, 2, 3 stick lengths in 2.1 seconds. And forward to the next mark is right about 2.19, 2.20. I don't know, somewhere right in there, 2.19 or 2.195. Not that I timed it so closely, but it's right between the two. 2.195 is how long it took to go 4 stick lengths. And I think there's one more piece of tape down there. This is at the common. And 2.28 to go 5 sticks. 2.28 to go 5 stick lengths. Okay, now I think looking, and that should be the end of it. Let me just double check. I think that was the last piece of tape there. Yeah, that was the end. Okay, so this is going down the slide of the common, and side note, I then peeled up all the tape so no little kids got tape stuck to their bottoms as they slid down or anything like that. Didn't bake in the sun and get gooey on the slide. I peeled it right up, as should you if you do something like that. What you're going to notice here is that we've got a different sort of graph, right? So let me just experiment here with you on the line here. 1.50, okay? So what if I called that 0? Then this is minus 1.5. And this is minus 1.5. Everything's 1.5 farther to the left. Minus 1.5. Minus 1.5. I'm setting my 1.5 second mark as my 0 second mark. Minus 1.5. You don't really have to do this, but I think it makes it cleaner and more obvious. So look at this. This is a different look. Let's see what we can fit here. It tried to fit a linear. I don't really like that. You can press this thing to zoom in. Yeah, that's definitely not right, right? It's definitely not linear. Let's see, quadratic. Ooh, look at that. That's a nice fit. Let's try exponential. Let's try cubic. Yeah, I don't like that, but for reasons I'm not going to explain right here in the video. Quartic, definitely not. Exponential, no, not quite. Quadratic is the one I like. Look at this. Right. So what's happening to the slope of this line? Well, at first there wasn't much slope, and the slope gets steeper and steeper and steeper. And I want to again say that what's happening is rise over run is changing, right? So, and the rise over run is the rise is the distance in sticks, run is the time in seconds. And so the rise over run is changing, the slope is changing, the distance per time is changing, and I'm not going to say anything more about that right now, but I want you to think about what that might mean, or what that does mean, right? This is a great little button here. We can zoom in on the other one to look at this guy here. Our data points here are pretty close to linear. That one's a tiny bit off, but not by much. So this is what I'm after, right? This is what I'm after. I hope this quick video is somewhat helpful for you, and just to expand upon my explanations, my written explanations on the Google Slides. So go out there, roll some stuff around, take some videos, see what happens, and ruminate upon what the slopes of these lines mean and what it means when a slope isn't changing versus what it means when a slope is changing. And that's about that. Okay, have fun, people. Talk to you soon. Bye.